Hello anybody and welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario RPG. I'm Mr. Devious, or just Deeb, and in the last episode, we started our infiltration of Bowser's Keep as held by the Smithy Gang, and in today's episode, we are going to press deeper on into the Keep to see what challenges lie ahead. We're going to be switching Geno back into the party because Bowser got his turn last episode and we got to see him and show off and all that. We need to get back into the normal cycle. But anyway, as soon as you come to this door, you get 6 doors. Do you need an explanation? Yeah, let's go through the explanation. Of the 6 doors, 2 open into action courses, which are a lot like your standard Mario platforming fare. Makes sense. 2 others will lead to battle courses, each of which have 12 fights within, none of which are particularly hard, and then the last 2 open onto puzzle courses. No sweat for a great puzzle solver like you, right? So this is actually a really awesome section that turns back into the classic Bowser formula. Bowser castles in Mario games have always had a maze-like mystery to them and optional paths, particularly in Super Mario World before that. The only way to know what's behind a door is to walk through it. You must beat 4 of 6 to move ahead. I am going to try and show off all 6 of these if I can. So, from the start, I mean, you can't actually go back once you've beaten the 4th one, but I'll try to show off all 6 the best to my ability. So first off, we're actually going to show off one of the action courses. So in these little courses, you get 10 tries total throughout the entire course in order to get through them. They're very challenging compared to the rest of the game, in no small part due to the isometric view, but this is actually one of the easier of the 2, I think, and there are a lot of items in this course, in these courses. My big advice to you is if you're going to be coming into Bowser's Castle for the first time, you want to kind of keep your inventory fairly clean so you can collect the goodies that are in here. Actually, now that I think about it, I think this is the harder of the 2 action courses. Here, the Bob-ombs will kind of chase you around while you have to ride on this cannonball, which in turn will reverse your controls. My advice for this section is to focus. Oh wow, I'm already completely full on items, even though I came in here with like only a half full inventory. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm gonna keep the rock candy. But yes, here your controls are completely reversed as you run around on this cannonball, and you lose a try every time you get hit by one of those Bob-ombs. Let's go back and collect these coins because why not? Because we can. Oh boy. Mario gets blown off, and every time you take damage, you lose like 10 coins or something. It's not a big deal, especially with how much you're actually getting in this section. Get away from me. Where's that second Bob-omb? Because there's always 2 Bob-ombs you gotta contend with, and they're always gonna be idly following you around throughout this entire challenge. We got ourselves the next... Oh boy! We got ourselves the next coin. And the next... And that's all the coins. I actually really like these action courses for their challenge. There's nothing really like them in the rest of the game. I mean, there are platforming challenges, but usually they're not really as intense as these, even with the excessive challenge that comes with just some of the obnoxious camera angles. Like, this room is hard for, I think, all the wrong reasons, because it's pretty hard to gauge your jumps and where you are and what you're doing. So, yeah. We're gonna come all the way back around, and that will wrap us back around onto this platform, which gives us a royal syrup. Very nice. We can throw out we can throw out this sleepy bomb. We're not going to use the sleepy bomb. The enemies in this dungeon do give you kind of garbage rewards sometimes, unfortunately, that you can just get rid of. What is this prompt that came up on my computer as I got the flower tab? No, Apple, I don't want to update anything. I want to do Mario RPG. Alrighty, sorry about that. Now that that's all taken care of, we're back to these rotating platforms, which, if I remember correctly, we haven't even seen since Bandit Way, so it's been a long time. I also threw out the Lucky Rock because we're not even going to be using it anymore, so who cares? And we don't need that many pick-me-ups. Gonna keep going. And we wait for the thing to go around and bring us around in a circle toward the end. Come on. This is why this room is probably my least favorite in the entirety of the action courses, because it's just a lot of waiting and a lot of having to gauge your jump, and then you get a firebomb, which I'm not even interested in using. Dang it. Also, you want to be careful because every time you revive in this course, your position actually slightly adjusts. You're not in the exact same position you were when you died, so that's important to keep in mind. They're probably preset locations for these rocks or whatever they're called, whatever you want to call them. And I think I'm gonna fall into the thing again. Into the lava. Yep. That is fine. That is just fine. How am I doing for money anyway? Oh, I can't check. Damn it. I can't check. If you run out of chances, you get teleported back to the starting room of the challenge. And at the end of this, we get the sonic symbol. That is Mallow's ultimate weapon. These 4 rooms are how you get most of the characters' ultimate weapons, not counting Peach's, what did Peach even get? She got a frying pan, that's her ultimate weapon. But no, we didn't want to give him the froggy thing, we give him the sonic symbol. 4 of these challenges will give you character ultimate weapons. The quiz rooms only give you rock candies. So canonically, I'm only going to be beating 2 of the rooms. I'm only going to be beating the ones that aren't the quiz rooms, the ones that give the ultimate weapons. Why was that so hard to say? I'm the quiz master, but you can call me Dr. T. You went corn collecting? You want instructions? Yeah, let's get instructions because you can explain it better. There's 21 corns in this box. We'll take turns removing them. The one who takes the last corn is the loser. You can grab 4 at once. If you want to grab only 1 or 2, press A where you want to stop. Got it? So, okay, you can take up to 4 and there's 21 in the box. Let's knock that down to 17. And he knocks that down to 15. I'm going to knock that down to 11. He knocks that down to 7. I'm going to take 1 and call it that. So now it's at 6, 5, 4. And now it's at 4, so we're going to take 3 of these. And that traps him with the last coin. No biggie. Heh, you win. Nothing to it, right? What is this voice, even? So each of these quiz rooms is made up of 3 challenges that you have to go through to get to the end. Oh, this one is really easy. The topic, you ask? Magic buttons. Heh. Want instructions? Yeah, sure, why not? Heh. Step on one button and you reverse the surrounding buttons. So on becomes off, and off becomes on. Get it? Let's see if you can set them all to on. Can you do it? So this would be really challenging if I didn't know the answer to this, and I don't particularly want to get stuck on this challenge for too long, so what you want to do is do that. That takes care of that. Congrats. Plain sailing, eh? That opens the room to the next challenge, which is actually pretty challenging. Now the topic is ball solitaire. Want instructions? Sure. When you kick a ball, it'll leapfrog an adjacent ball, which will then disappear. Keep making balls disappear until only one remains. You lose if you kick a ball into a space already occupied by another ball. The balls you kick must always leapfrog another ball. Got it? So this one is not too hard if you kind of plan ahead, but I'm just gonna start kicking these because I don't mind losing this one since you can see it, because if I'm gonna be losing challenges, I'd most likely prefer to be losing the quiz ones. So I'm just gonna be kicking these around. So you only want to leave 1 ball, and I think I've already kind of screwed this one up. Whoops. But we'll see what we can do with this. Oh my goodness, this is not good. And yes, I'm pretty sure I messed that one up, but that is fine. Too bad, too bad. And that kicks us back to the start, so that is that quiz room. If you beat that challenge, you get a rock candy, but we don't want a rock candy, so we're gonna be moving on to door 3, which is the next set of quiz challenge. Hey, it's me, the quiz master, and it's quiz time. Need an explanation? Yeah, let's sure. I'll give you 12, count them, 12 questions. If you're right, the block you're standing on will move up 1, but if you blow it, you go down 2. You have 5 seconds. If you can't answer, you move down 1. Reach the 8th step within 12 questions and you've won. Got it? So these are questions that tell you about the whole things. Who's the ultimate enemy in this adventure? It is Smithy. How many legs does Wiggler have? He has, I think he has 8. No. What technique does Bowser learn at level 15? He learns Crusher. Who is the famous sculptor in Nimbusland? That is Garo, not Gaz. What's the chef name at Terrymore? Not Blint or Gato, it's Tort. What's the password in the sunken ship? It is Pearls. In the Moleville Blues, it is said the moles are covered in what? They're covered in soil, not slugs. Ew. What's the full name of the boss at Sunken Ships? That is Jonathan, not Jesse James Jones. It's Jonathan Jones. What does Birdo come out of? She comes out of an eggshell. Johnny loves which beverage? You actually have to go back into the sunken ship to find out he loves Courant juice. Well done! I guess that was just a warm-up for you, huh? He flings us ahead up into the next room, which has this weird little challenge. Heh, let's see how well you can count. Give you 10 seconds. 10! Tell me the number of barrels in the room. Heh, close your eyes for a sec, because you might think you're smart and count the barrels now, but then he'll do this, turn off the lights, and then change how many barrels are in here. This really isn't that hard. 8, 10, 12, no wait, 8, 10, 14. There are 14 here. So that's not that big of a deal. Correct! Heh, but this is just a warm-up. Next! So that was pretty much nothing, but then you come to up here, and you get 20 seconds. Now we'll see if you can really count. You've got 20 seconds. Ready? So the best thing you want to do with this, with the grid system, you want to do in multiples. So you can see that there are 9 barrels in a formation. Multiply by that 3 by 3 to get 27. 4 on top for 31. 31 times plus the 7, so that's 38. We have 43 barrels in this entire formation. I'm good at counting. What a thing to brag about. 43. Correct! Piece of cake, huh? And that only leaves this final thing. Okay, now for something completely different. Heh! Boo, goo, go, bones and, not gones, bones and Kip, bones, competed in a triathlon. The triathlon included swimming, cycling, and a marathon. It's up to you to guess which place each person came in. Listen well, you're only gonna hear the story once. So these guys are each going to tell you one part of the story. I fell into 4th place during the bike race, but finally ended up in the same place as I did in the swimming event. I came in 3rd for swimming. And that's all he has to say on that. I outrode Boo on my bike and Boo was never able to pass me. I placed in the same events as swimming and cycling events, but 2 others beat me in the marathon. So, yes. The way that they're telling these things, it's always basically the same thing. They're always the 4 same things, the 4 same pieces that basically it's the same dialogue randomized between them. The person who says, I came in 3rd for swimming, I think always gets 4th. This guy, whoever says, I outrode blank on my blank and blank was never able to pass me, always gets 1st. This person always gets 3rd. This person always gets 4th. And this person always gets 2nd, I think. If you want to do it for yourself, you kind of want to make a chart and do process of elimination for figuring out who got what. I'm going to say, call me the master, and I'm intentionally going to get this wrong just so I can deal with the other challenges instead of having to move on ahead on challenges I don't want to beat. Yeah, sure, that's the order I was thinking, that's right. Nope, I died. Wrong, too bad. Bones, Boo, Kip, Goo, and that's the way it was. So yeah, that leaves us with these 3 last doors. Door number 4 is going to set us into a series of battles. These are all going to be enemies that we fought over the course of the adventure, starting with a bunch of terracottas who we've already fought. Let's just Geno Flash these guys. We have the equipment to just kind of clear out all these enemies. These battle challenges by far take the longest of any of the challenges, just because there's 12 of them. And that's a lot to go through, even though we're going to be seeing a lot of formations with old enemies that pose absolutely no threat to us at this point in the game. We're going to be putting that point into Bowser's HP, even though he gets very paltry bonuses to his HP for whatever reason. Peach, we're going to give a boost of 9 to her HP. Next battle is the Purple Spinies, which we fought at the volcano, along with the Star Cruster, who we have seen. If you psychopath these guys, they say that they don't know. They're not a star. Or they're not a crab, I mean. I'm just going to be cutting most of these out because we've already been seeing battles with these guys, and we've already seen battles with these dudes, and it would take forever to keep them all in. Here we actually do have a new enemy, though. Big Bertha. I think these guys are new. And they basically just shoot cannonballs they shoot bullet bills at you, and they might use an insta-kill move on you. They are weak to magic attacks, particularly lightning attacks. But yeah, other than that, they're not really that much different than the normal cannons that we've been fighting thus far. At least I think these are the ones we've seen before. Let's use Shocker. Let's shock the cannon. And that brings it down pretty cleanly, yep. Oh wait, no, these are old cannons. What? These guys were in Booster Tower. You get really old enemies in this place. But just for the record, there is Mallow's ultimate weapon, the Sonic Cymbals. There's the insta-kill move. Oh wait, these guys are the new cannons. Okay, it makes sense after all. Then I can keep in this whole fight and just finish off the Big Bertha now that Mallow's dead. And these guys have a lot of HP and a lot of defense. I should have just used a special attack to kill this one. I don't know why I've been stubborn with enemies with high defense and just attacking them. In RPGs, though, it's just kind of common nature to get impatient and start mashing physical attacks just to mash through a battle quicker, even though it would probably be smarter to take the time to not do that. Mallow reaches level 19. Again, level cap in this game is like 30, but we're already in the end game and we're only at like level 20, so level cap, you don't even have to get close to it. Next on the challenge list are Chows from Bean Valley. Bean Valley, which was quite a long time we were there, along with this Forky. Having cleared out that enemy, we can finally move on to the second room. This takes forever. Next enemy is a rat, which we saw on Jonathan Jones's ship, along with the ants from the volcano. Gino levels up and I put his stat into attack for whatever reason. Next on the list, also yes, there is a Magic Koopa summoning all these things to fight us and it's infuriating. Bloopers from the sea and more crab. Let's take this opportunity to restore our FP since we have so many healing items. Next on the list is a bee from Bean Valley, which still have very high speed and still outpace us. Taking care of them, we move on to this next challenge, which is a Gekit, which is also from Bean Valley. And that brings us on to the third and final room of this battle course. Bob-ombs, which are actually Rob-ombs. Again, really, really old enemies, along with the new cannons. That brings us on to the next challenge, against Vomers from Barrel Volcano. Really easy to deal with. Really, all it takes to take care of these challenges is just one party member with a good hit-all move, and that'll basically cover you pretty well. We got these dudes. And finally, at the end of this hallway, we fight a unique enemy. The only unique enemy in this thing, this is a Chester. Chester is the last mimic enemy in the game you'll be facing. He has a ton of HP, so I'm gonna immediately start using Super Jump on this guy because this guy just has a ridiculous amount of HP we're gonna have to deal with, and he has a lot of powerful magic that we're gonna have to contend with. 247, not bad. He is resistant to most magic attacks, as are most chest enemies. And here he summons a new enemy, Bahamut. If you know your Square Enix games, particularly Final Fantasy, Bahamut is a dragon that, Bahamut, depending on how you want to pronounce it, is a dragon that always appears in Final Fantasy in some shape or form. And here he is kind of making a cute cameo in Super Mario RPG as a summonable monster by the chest, so it kind of all ties together. You see? We're gonna just be using, actually let's use Psychopath just to kind of get a feel of how much health the Chester has. Chester does have Carnicus, he has very dangerous, he does have Sandstorm, I think. I love my job! And you can actually, funnily enough, you can never see the enemy that hides inside the chest because he never uses physical attacks. Which is funny because the enemy inside is actually an enemy we have not seen yet, so that is very interesting. This is kind of not a fun situation to be in. Let's use let's just use this on that guy. And just keep on super jumping Chester because I don't want to deal with this fight longer than I have to. Because we've already basically seen all there is to see. Just know that if you do give these guys the chance, they can do a considerable amount of damage to you, and you don't want that. You just don't. Iron Maiden, of course, is a fear effect. We don't really need to worry about that. Bahamut is more of a physical attacker normally, though, when he's not using that. Flame Wall, this is probably the most dangerous Flame Wall in the game, maybe. Yeah, that did a lot of damage, but that's fine because we still have elixirs that I haven't used in forever, which I got back a long time ago and which we can use to heal up our HP all across the board for a good amount. And we get a freebie because I'm just lucky like that. Let's use an Ultra Jump to finish off Chester and do a bit of damage to Bahamut, even though I'm pretty sure that Bahamut will be fine and not die from this. Hello, dog. Goodbye, dog. There was a dog in my recording room. Oh, okay, Bahamut, that just leaves you. With Bahamut alone, this fight is a lot easier, and not really much to talk about. He does have high physical attack, but other than that, no big deal. You just keep hitting him like pretty much any other enemy in the game, and he'll eventually go down without too much trouble. He does have a lot of HP, it is true, but I do think you can also use Geno Whirl on him. He also has Drain, he spits a Fireball because why not? Still think that's a translation issue, but I don't have the FP to use Drain. I mean, the move, Geno Whirl. Not that it matters because we were able to kill him anyway, and we get 200 coins for that. Very nice. We are nearing our cap. And having beaten up the battle course, we get a Drill Claw, which is Bowser's ultimate weapon. We are going to switch Bowser in with Mallow. I know I'm cycling through my party members a lot, but it feels appropriate for this part of the game. We're going to be switching out his Spiked Link for his Drill Claw, increases his attack by 10. I wish Bowser had another ultimate weapon other than this to keep him as the strongest attacker, but what can you do? Here we come to the next room. This is going to be a long episode, by the way, although I imagine I'm going to be cutting a lot of battle footage too, but yes, we're going to be getting through all of these challenges today. You kind of want to be careful with how you fall. As you can see, the gimmick of this room is as the Koopa Troopas hit the ground, they will kind of make this stuff happen. They'll make platforms appear. They'll make them visible. And jumping over here, and we got ourselves a rock candy. We're just going to get rid of the ice bomb because we're never going to use it. I fell in the lava when I really shouldn't have. And that brings us to this door. This door is pretty simple. You have platforms moving back and forth. They'll freeze in... Damn it. They'll freeze in place when you jump, so that might trick you up a little bit, but it actually makes it a little bit easier because that means you don't have to plan out your jumps too much. It means you just have to... You see a platform, and that's when you jump to it. This room is a lot easier than the other platform room where they're, like, spinning around in circles. Let's see if we can't get all the treasure in here, because we want all the treasure, because we are treasure-seeking adventurers. Red Essence, very nice. We're gonna put that in our inventory. We're just straight up full up on totally great items. Oh god, Mario nearly falls off. It's really cute that they put those animations in for this section. We jump on this platform, get a flower. Nice. How are our flowers doing anyway? Don't want the firebomb. And that brings us to the final room of the physical challenge. 7 chances to get up these platforms, which you might be wondering, what is with this arrangement? You have barrels coming down. One of the first instances of an oh. Don't get hit by a barrel, because that costs you a life. One of the first instances in a Nintendo game where they call back to Donkey Kong. Occasionally, barrels will come down from that middle section, and here's the hard part. You kind of have to be really patient here because you aren't being given an opening to get up there. You want to wait for him to throw a barrel sideways and off the ledge, then you jump on him and knock him down. And that pretty much takes care of that, and we're at the end of that challenge, and we got Peach's ultimate weapon. As far as Peach's ultimate weapon goes, we'll switch her in and equip that on her. Even though she has her frying pan, I'm just going to show off the Super Slap in the next battle. That's a 10-point decrease in her attack or something, but oh well. And here we come to the final door, the last battle door. Like the other battle door, we're going to be seeing a lot of enemies we've seen over the course of our adventure. We got a lot of Goombas. Let's show off that Drill Claw. Really cool, especially with the Troopa pin. Peach's Super Slap, boom. That's silly. And just going to kill out the rest of these Goombas before they run away. And is Bowser scaring the monster? Bowser's scaring the monster. Bye, Goombas. Otherwise, that takes care of that fight. And I'm going to put the frying pan back on Peach. Actually, the frying pan is a solid 20 up over the Super Slap, and I just really like using it. I don't think it's that cheap. I just don't. It's just nice. Of course, there was a couple of paratroopas, the new paratroopas and the Tubba Troopa which appeared in this castle. If you've been leveling fairly regularly and doing all the side quests, this is going to be a breeze. And here we actually have a new enemy type, except not really. It's the Big Boo, who, if you remember correctly, we saw in Kiro's sewers. These are really old enemies. Let's just crush them. And of course, the Orbisons came from Valentina's palace, so whatever, those are fairly new, I guess. Here we have the Slingshots, who are also, not Valentina's, but Nimbus Land Palace. Here we go. Oh, they look like they're ready to be bowled over. We got a ton of money for that. I'm pretty sure we're maxed out now. We're almost maxed out on money, 989, good God. Money's kind of not an object anymore. Like, we don't really need it for anything else aside from one more thing. More enemies from Bean Valley that kind of got in our way. Lots of Bean Valley enemies. We're just getting crushed. Just gonna heal up my flowers real quickly before moving on to Mr. Kipper. Mr. Kipper, who we have not seen. Mr. Kipper was in Jonathan Jones' ship. Muckle was in the palace in Nimbus Land. Just clearing them all out, heading down the path. Mushrooms from Forest Maze. Holy crap, these guys are old. And is this the end of the second room? I think it is. We got another new enemy that's not actually a new enemy yet. Oh wait, actually there is one. That is a new enemy, in fact. The Glum Reaper, along with Greeper. We're not actually supposed to really see this enemy yet. It is a recolor, as you can probably guess, of Greepers. They have basically the same moves. Death Sickle, I think, is supposed to imply fear. Either that or Insta-Death. I would think Insta-Death, but I'll put up what it's supposed to do. But other than that, not really a lot else to say about this guy that we haven't already seen in Greepers. Yep, Death Sickle. Are you gonna do it to Bowser? Oh, okay, it applies fear. Whatever. You get the drill claw, sir. And that didn't do as much damage as I thought it would. But the frying pan did twice that. Alright, Bowser had fear on him. Well, whatever. That moves us on to the final room and the final attack challenge. We got Pyrospheres, I think, from the volcano. Moving on, we have Lakitus from Booster Pass. Remember when we were back in Booster's Pass and I got into a fight with two Lakitus and they nearly killed me? That was a long, long time ago, wasn't it? And now they're dead. And now for the... Is this the final or just the next challenge? We got the Zeostars from the sea and the sunken ship, along with some Shaman. And that brings us to the final challenge of this last action course, which is a Shaman? No, it's 6 Shaman. Ooh, let's see what they can do on their turn before we completely destroy them. Flamestone, because we didn't really see a lot of the moves that they had to show off while we were in Nimbus Land, so we may as well see if we can show off a plethora of... Stop using moves on Peach. Stop using Flamestone on Peach. Lightning Orb, I think... Why does they hate Peach so much? The safety ring is protecting her from all of these elemental attacks. Stop using... Oh my god. This is... And they try to bash Mario with the wand. What does their leader do, though? He uses Diamond Saw, the most powerful ice attack in the game, on Bowser for 39. Not bad, but it's not enough, you see, because now you will get the Bowser Crush. This isn't going to kill them, I don't think, but it's still nice. No. But it does make one run away for some reason. I'm not sure. We're going to just top off our you know what, screw it. Let's just bash these guys out one by one with physical attacks because we can. And they're weak to physical attacks, so why not? Just punch them all out, one by one. All in all, their magic isn't bad. Considering we just finished Nimbus Land Palace, they do still have fairly threatening magic. But you can kill them all fairly easily, and once they're all dead, they're dead. And that's the end of that action course. And that is actually the end of the doors, as Toadstool reaches level 20. Good job, Princess Toadstool. You are maxed out in certain games. I think 20 is the cap in D&D. And that gives us a Geno's ultimate weapon. We are going to switch him in over Toadstool and equip him with the Star Gun. Wah! That is his ultimate weapon, as I was saying. You know the words. And the door for this, once you beat your 4th challenge, it's going to open a door up to the side, which will drop you down here. Mario will be confused, and then fall down to a save point. This is a point of no return. Of course, once you reach the doors, it's a point of no return, so just so you know. But before we go on to this next episode, we defeated the 6 challenges. We did a lot in today's episode, and it would be kind of ridiculous to go any further. So if you want to see the rest of Bowser's Castle, then I just hope to see somebody in the next one. Bye-bye!